one thing I know about these two ladies, that they live in a place of gratitude. And so right now, there's something that's near and dear to their hearts that they want to go ahead and share with everyone. And so please, go ahead and give me your undivided attention, ladies.
Susie, we have their undivided attention.
Oh my gosh.
Don't fall.
Don't fall. For the love.
Okay, so, sorry. We just got a picture of somebody's spritzer cup from the fall yesterday.
Those poor ladies that were closest to the disaster area got the cups that I landed on. A lot of them were completely demolished, but Stephanie Meisens was like, that was the greatest.
If you weren't here yesterday, Susie and the spritzer cart had a little tumble.
Oh yeah, because not everybody was here yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, it was terrible.
Anyway, just an update. We're still chuckling. It's fine. Moving on.
I think Crystal ran in the back and Susan failed.
She did. I didn't know what I was going to find when I got over there. I was afraid we'd broken a lamp or something. It was almost bad. Okay, so we'll talk about spritzers in a minute. What we're going to talk about right now, we want to talk about gratitude. Something this company is known for, something that is, as Stuart would say, something we used to practice and now it's just who we are. So as market partners in the field, we embody this thing that the company has embraced, and that is Monat gratitude. So every year at Rev Squad University, we try to do something to give back and help. And oftentimes, as market partners, you can practice gratitude every day. And really it comes down to, what is your heart passionate about? The first 2 years of Rev Squad University, we raised funds to benefit local small schools that are extremely underfunded for special needs programs. But we're switching it up a little bit this year because something else has come up that we want to share with you because, well, okay, one thing I have to tell you, Susie cries about everything.
It's true.
Disney movies,
No ball bag.
Hallmark commercials, Susie's gonna cry.
Don't be shocked. I do it all the time.
So, yeah, Gracie's like, are you crying again?
Yes. Because Gracie and I do Bible at the beginning of school, and sometimes the Bible stories really touch me. And she'll go, are you crying? And I said, yes. And she said, let me read it.
Gracie hasn't got time for the crying. Anyway, so we can easily get off track as we often do. But Susie was crying and sharing this story with me about someone she had met that had the need. I didn't know these things, and I think we're about to blow your mind because a lot of you probably don't realize this is a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. But I'm gonna let you kind of take it over. Okay. I just wanted to tell you that Susie was crying.
Trying to cry. I didn't get tissues.
Anybody got tissues? It's gonna get ugly up here.
I was starting by saying I met these lovely ladies at Monations last year. They came up to me outside the gear store. And so I was standing there and we chatted forever, and then they started telling me their gratitude effort and what they're doing. Huh? Oh,
We couldn't hear you.
did y'all hear that? Yeah. Their gratitude effort, and I started bawling, and they're digging through their purse to give me tissues because I'm crying outside the gear store. Oh, good. Because it's something, bless you. But these ladies are so awesome. They just decided to I'll kind of preface it by, they do gift baskets. I think it's from donations, but they do a lot of Monat products, a small little town, and they'll do gift baskets at Christmas time and raffle them off. And they will blow your mind, the money that they've made. And in the process of this, they found out about a need. And so let's call these two wonderful ladies up to the stage, Kelly Ewell, Kim Summers, and I'll let them talk, show them some love, because they're very nervous.
They're really nervous, y'all, so make them feel comfortable.
So Kelly, if you'll tell them about the money you made on your first raffle that you did, what was it, last year or the year before?
6 years ago.
Oh, 6 years. Sorry, I was.
But last year's fine.
I didn't hear that part. Anyway, the amount of money that you made recently, that was unbelievable.
Okay. So I have a salon. We're from Ohio, a little town, about 13,000 people live in our town. And our first raffle that we did, we had one gift basket full of Monat. We were hoping to make like a few $100s to buy gifts for kids. The very first raffle we did was like $1,800. 6 years later, we're up to almost $50,000.
Did you hear that? Small town. I love it. And then, so they dole out the money in a couple of different areas, but would you specifically talk about the donut hole of Medicare?
Well, last night, Kim and I were talking, and I'm like, Kim, you need to explain to me this rabbit hole thing again. And she's like, it's the donut hole.
Rabbits go down a hole.
Yeah. So you tell, because actually this was your idea.
So for people who don't understand, there in the elderly, there's a donut hole. So if you're on Medicare, anytime usually between October and December, that if they've used up their amount of money that they're allowed to use for prescriptions in a year's time, they go into this donut hole, which means they have to pay out of their pocket for insulin, could be up to $1,500 per month.
And they're on fixed incomes, most of them.
Yeah, and you can't afford it, so they go without.
So during the Christmas holidays, when everybody's celebrating, there's a lot of times our elderly are suffering.
Yes.
And so now tell your story that had me in tears.
So we give the money, whatever we make for the year, we sit down. Actually we have a third girl, but she's not here with us today. We sit down and we decide where we want to give the money to. Kim and I also work for our local cancer society. So a lot of the money goes there. Of course we do for children, but we decided that we wanted to take money to a few different pharmacies. And we go into the pharmacies, we give them the money, and we tell them specifically, we want this to go to anybody who is struggling to pay for their prescriptions. A couple pharmacists, we've gone in and they've cried because, so the story that got Susie crying was, I'm at my shop one day, and the front of my salon, we have a lot of steps to come up. Usually everybody comes in the back. So I'm looking out the window and I see this elderly gentleman, and he's coming up the steps, and he's struggling to get up all these steps. And he finally gets inside, and I go up to him and I ask him if I could help him, and he I'm gonna cry. He had this little Ziploc baggie full of candy in his hand. And he said, I was just at Walgreens and I couldn't afford to pay for all my medication. And he said, they told me that you paid for it and I wanted to give you this. And he handed me this little baggie full of handmade hardtack candy. And it was the first time since we've done this that we've ever had anybody come up to us like this. And I'm standing there, and it totally just took me off guard. And I mean, my lip is quivering, and I'm, and I said, well, I thanked him, and I said, you didn't need to do this. And he said, I just owe you so much, you just don't even know. And he walked out, and Kim wasn't in there that day, Darla was, and she's like, go on in the back room and cry now. And I did. I went back and sobbed and carried on, but as a result of that, that little episode, we had our local radio station, picked it up, and we were in the newspaper. So now it's kind of a thing that a lot of people are
They expect it.
yeah, they are.
They expect our fundraiser because they know we do such good things with it.
And I mean, they help children, and they were telling me another story of this last year that they found out they were helping this family with these children, and they noticed the way that the mother shopped. Well, it turns out she was from the worst case of domestic violence, and she and her children escaped with the clothes on their back. Well, of course, these ladies couldn't just hear that. So they went back and called that lady in and took her in and let her shop and get everything she needed. And so they're my heroes.
So this year's gratitude effort for the REV Squad, and Alex is going to put up a QR code that you can donate to. Our goal is at least $5,000, and this will go for the local donut holes this year during the holidays. So we're going to leave this GoFundMe open through Christmas. And then at Christmas, we've already contacted several local pharmacies, and we are going to take this money to them so that it can cover the donut hole victims, that will cover their medication and whatever their medical needs are that their insurance will not cover at the end of the year. It's not just the elderly, it could be children. It's just when people's insurance plays out and they don't know what they're going to do. So that's what this year's gratitude effort is. Please share with your teams. Please share on your social media. Let's blow this up. And like Rev Squad always does, our first year of doing this, we hit the $5,000 mark in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Last year, we raised $10,000 in about 24 hours. So I know you guys know what to do, and that is what this year's gratitude effort is. We will give updates tomorrow and a final update at the end of the day. And then tune in come December, because this is on behalf of the Rev Squad. This isn't just me and Susie. This is going to be on behalf of all of you and your contribution efforts to help local seniors and families that are just at a severe disadvantage when it comes to this terrible loophole. So y'all know what to do.
Eventually, this is a great gratitude thing that you can do in your own community. And I think December, doesn't Senior Luis do, isn't his
Yeah, we have
birthday?
gratitude
And
week.
some kind of, they want you to do a gratitude effort then. So you might consider.
Yeah, check your local pharmacies and see what everybody knows what the donut hole is. I had no idea. And how many of you are just hearing about this for the first time?
Now, I will say this, thank the Lord, I think the law passed, my pharmacist told me this when I was talking to him, 2024, they're not having the donut hole anymore. So, thank the Lord, but it's been years that they've had that. So, this is our last year, we can get in there and do it.
Y'all can do it. I know you can. So let's get going. Everybody share, and then we want to thank these ladies so much for sharing your story.
That little bag of candy, didn't you put it in your window or something? Didn't you keep it in a jar, that little bag of candy? Kept it for years.
I kept it for years, a little.
Little bag of Christmas candy that little man brought to her. All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.